I think the big question is this the gayest show in the like, okay, Alan, I'm being very serious.
Yes.
Is this the gayest Marvel show?
Okay, so we have seen the first 4 episodes, and I will say it's not that gay. It's something you've seen in other things. So if this show is the gayest Marvel show ever, if it's the gayest, it'll happen in the back end.
Did you post that on Twitter? It's I'll just say this. It's the gayest in the sense that there's I mean, Agatha and Rio are gay and have attraction to each other.
Mm-hmm. And then Teen
is also gay. And
because we couldn't tell by the way he acted, we had to get it revealed to us.
You had to get a line or in the show that he's gay. It's the gayest. Does that make it the worst? Not necessarily.
No, it's secret. It's still better than Secret Invasion.
Yeah, I was gonna say, in spite of whatever, it doesn't matter. I don't care about if it's the gayest, if it's the best or entertaining. That's what I care about. I don't care that it's gay, honestly. They got to get that guy from Variety on the red carpet. Give him a part in the show. Make him a character, or have him in the show.
I mean, if you watch the rest of those Variety red carpet interviews, I mean, it's we haven't seen the gayest it can be. And this has been Disney's strategy all along for us critics. They give you the first few episodes, then they lull you into maybe it's a good show, and then the rest of the episodes release, and you realize, oh, you got fooled. It's a horrible show. They can't stick the landing.
Let's talk about Agatha. Agatha All Along is here. We will discuss our general impressions of episodes 1 through 4. This is our early reaction, not necessarily a review, but a lot of reviews have already broken online. And I'll say this, I would expect a show like this maybe to have some mixed reaction, but it's been across the board pretty positive. Alan, what are your impressions overall of the first 4 episodes? The first 2 debuted tonight.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of the first 4?
The show is boring and bland. I saw all these praises for the film. I'm pretty certain these are people who went to the premiere and saw it there and was excited about seeing all the stars and everyone. And to say that this is the greatest Disney is, I mean, maybe it is. Maybe it is, but this is a really bad show. And it's bad for many reasons. And I'm not even talking about the gay stuff. I'm just talking about storytelling. The show doesn't know what it wants to be. And when we talk about the first episode, I'll really get into that. The other thing is Agatha Harkness. She is the babysitter. When I was reading comic books, she was the babysitter of Franklin Richards. She was an old woman. And when Catherine Hahn showed up as Agatha in the WandaVision series, you kind of knew it was kind of a joke, kind of a, you didn't think you were going to take it seriously. But the reality is that this Agatha has very little to do with the Agatha, the comic books, the one that I'm familiar with, which makes me wonder, why is this a Marvel show? This could easily be Hocus Pocus 3 or a prequel to Hocus Pocus. And you could market this show a lot better, and you could probably gain a lot more audiences and a lot less hate, or should I say disagreement, if you just said this is Hocus Pocus 3. Because to connect it with Marvel, you just open that can of worms, and they've opened the can of worms. And this show should not be getting the the displeasure from comic book fans, because this is not made for comic book fans, which is ultimately my impression of this film. Is who is this made for? And as much as I can gather, I believe it's made for female witches and gay teens.
It's and I'll tell you this, episode 2, there's a chant and there's a song. If you loved episode 3 of The Acolyte and you like lesbian witches, this is more lesbian witches. That's what this is. And I'll say who's this show for? Childless older women. It's down to the dialogue, down to how the characters interact, down to the story. Its total appeal is to a specific group of single women, older women, and you might even say cat ladies as well. It's not for comic book fans. And as you said, this could just be a hocus pocus witch movie and whatever. Fine. You do need to, or at least it helps to have seen WandaVision.
For the first episode only.
Really for the first episode. After that, it
doesn't matter.
Branches off and is a whole new adventure. But it's centered on, it really is dependent on Catherine Hahn, who I will just say this. She's a very good character actress.
Yeah, I've liked her since Crossing Jordan.
Catherine Hahn, really good side character actress. She's funny, witty, likable, except not in this show. She, as the center and the lead, not a side character, not a sidekick, as the focus, the whole thing, weight is on her shoulders. It doesn't work. She doesn't work as the carrying the brunt of this. It's sort of like why the Flash movie did not work with Ezra Miller. He's a good side character, not a lead.
I'll say that I would place this solely on the writer and director Jack Schaefer. This is just a bad show, and you have you're wasting a great actress in this show, and we'll talk about it when we get specifically into episodes. But the direction of the show is uneven. The tone of the show is uncertain. It just feels like, just to give you the broad things, Agatha lost all her powers. She has to go on the witch's road. By taking the witch's road, when she gets to the end of it, she'll get her powers back, and she needs a coven of witches to help her. That's the story. That's what this whole show is about. And it's not very inventive. It's not innovative in any way. It doesn't, it just seems like the pattern of Disney anything, where events, occurrences, and challenges and trials along the way are done solely for plot devices to get the narrative going. But there is this world of witches. I don't know anything about this world of witches. I don't care about this world of witches. And there don't seem to be any rules unless the rules fit what needs to happen in the next scene.
Bingo. In order to believe the events that are occurring, there have to be ground rules that are set up.
Mm-hmm.
The movie Doctor Strange sets up the worlds of the magic verse, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
So we know how things work. People using magic can do this. Mm-hmm. They cannot do that. Here are the rules. Sometimes rules get broken.
And there are consequences, yes.
There are consequences, but rules are in place so the story can proceed. And in this, it seems like they are making it up as they go along. It's a mess. I see that they're making it for a very specific audience, and there are really specific instances where they say, like, it's got your gay themes again, which I honestly have no problem with at all. But
if this were called Hocus Pocus 3 and their gay themes like they are here, it would make more sense.
It just seems to be shoehorned in. And I don't know what the obsession is. so many clips have leaked online. We might look at those later of they want to claim this show. And really it's can that show just be for everyone and be inclusive of gay characters? Like, is that fine? Must it be like so pushed?
Yeah.
Or
well, again, why is it called Marvel? Because outside of the
right.
first episode, which is the connection to WandaVision, what is Marvel about this? Would you buy this comic book? When we talk about the
No.
plot, it's like I would never write a comic book like this. I would never buy a comic book like this because it's boring. There's nothing there that says, "Oh, this needs to be a comic book." It's very pedestrian in that sense. I'll say this. It's we talked about this with the D-Files, where they got rid of all the veterans, all the people who knew how to do animation, and they just replaced them with DEI hires. That's what's happening here. The level of storytelling is so shallow. It makes you wonder, where have all the good story writers gone? Where have all the good script writers gone? Because this show does not elevate the art in any way. This does not elevate the genre of comic books in any way. And quite frankly, it doesn't even elevate the genre of witches in any way. There's just no depth to it. Why would you watch this show? Why would anyone want to watch this show?
Well, I think people are curious. I think the first two episodes, I think people will tune in, and episodes 3 and 4 take a turn. We'll get into that. We'll go episode by episode. We'll talk about things that happen, but it doesn't get better.
Yeah,
it doesn't get better.
I'll say this: the best thing Disney did was hire the guy from Variety to do a press line and say,
my God, yes.
Hey, ask them one question, because I will tell you, this show is going to get more views because of the results of those questions, the answers to those questions, than any other advertising this show could have done. And it's like how we got more people to watch episode 3 of The Acolyte than any other episode. There's a reason why we're technically why we couldn't review the show until today, because Disney has no faith in this show, and they were right.
Let's go to your comments, and then we're going to get more specific. So we will get into spoilers. The reason we're getting into spoilers is because none of you care.
Yeah, you're not going to
You're not going to care. You're not going to care.